Hello, my name is Ian John Kaluskusan, and I'm one of the product owners and Salesforce developers here at Focus and Force. I worked in Singapore before as a solutions architect and full stack developer, leading a small team there. We did a mix of things such as web apps, social media apps, and microsites, mobile apps. And eventually, the company that I worked for tapped into the Salesforce market. So our team was assigned to integrate the website of one client with their Salesforce org. So basically, my first interactions with the platform was very programmatic in that sense, which I believe wasn't the best starting point for anyone who was just learning Salesforce. And then I knew that I had to keep on learning Salesforce moving forward. The more I understood how things work internally in that big software, the more I knew that it's a very powerful tool that not only benefit companies and their business processes, but it will also benefit anyone, literally career-wise, who are skilled on utilizing the platform. At the same time, it wasn't a conscious decision or choice that I made to keep on learning Salesforce because I had grown to love the platform. It made things very easy for me to build things. But in Salesforce, all the backend is already taken care of, and I can just immediately go in and go straight to developing or building the application that I want to build. Out of the 5 certifications, I think the very first certification that I took was the hardest one for me, which is admin. I have to admit, I found the Salesforce platform very confusing at first. There were a lot of things I was being introduced to, and it took me some time to really understand what the platform is and what's the purpose of the platform. Several people also can relate that admin is not that easy, especially if you're just new to the software. Career-wise, yes, I believe Salesforce is the top CRM. Maybe even if you have a single Salesforce certification badge on your LinkedIn account, for example, people will just reach out to you to connect and offer potential opportunities. So I really would like to encourage anyone to learn and become certified in Salesforce. You don't need to have any technical background, really. And there are a variety of opportunities in the Salesforce community and ecosystem. For a platform app builder, it focuses actually more on the declarative tools in Salesforce, and that would involve familiarizing yourself with workflow rules, processes, flow builders, and all that, even approval processes. So it's more focused on determining the capabilities and limitations of each tool, basically. As for platform developer 2, we all know that this is the next level after platform developer 1. So while the platform developer 1 takes care of the basics for Apex, custom Lightning components such as Aura components and Lightning Web components, and even Visualforce, in platform developer 2, you would be focusing more on the integration capabilities of the Salesforce org. So in that sense, that would what you want to focus on for that certification. I'm one of the product owners, right, here at Focus and Force, and one of my responsibilities is to help build and maintain content that is related to mostly to the developer certification in Salesforce that we offer. So on a normal day, I would be responding to inquiry or feedback coming from our users. And this may lead to necessary updates in our study guides or practice exams for corrections, clarifications, or enhancements and improvements. At the same time, I'm also one of the developers. I also dedicate a part of my day to work on Salesforce-related projects, and this would involve enhancing existing applications that we use or building new tools that help improve certain internal processes here at Focus and Force. Also, there might be one or more meetings, depending on the day, to discuss different agendas. Yeah, and I'm saying this with no bias at all. I used our materials to prepare and pass the exams under Platform App Builder, Platform Developer 1, and Platform Developer 2. I was in Australia to join the Trailhead Bootcamp. I passed the Developer 1 exam there, and that bootcamp allowed us to have another coupon in order to take another exam in case you fail the first exam. So since I passed the first exam, I still have that one extra coupon to take another exam. And I thought that maybe I can take the Platform App Builder exam. So I decided to do that. And I used our materials for that in those limited number of days to study and prepare for the exam. Fortunately, I did pass the App Builder exam as well on that trip. Yes, it really is, especially in my role as a product owner, where we have to create content, build, maintain, enhance content. And we really need to know our English very well and how we want to simplify complex concepts in Salesforce into something that is digestible and easy to be understood by most of our customers. But at the same time, it may also depend on the kind of role that you are functioning as. Probably if you're purely a developer, then it's not really that important. So my advice for people who are or who want to have Salesforce certification is that I'd like to encourage them to use our materials as a guide and tool for preparing for the exams. It's really important to fully understand one topic that is covered in a study guide, for example, before actually moving on to the next topic. If you encounter a topic in our study guide or even the practice exams and you may want to find more information on that, Please use the reference links provided. Take and retake all the topic exams and practice exams until you reach the highest possible score you think you can achieve. 90% above is a very good target, and even better, try to aim for 100%. You will not encounter the same questions in the actual certification exam, but you will encounter the same topics or concepts behind those questions. Lastly, use a developer edition org to have a hands-on practice. I can't stress enough the importance of getting yourself familiar with the declarative configurations as well as the programmatic tools if required, and see for yourself how the platform or the Salesforce org behaves and operates based on your instructions.